I'll start there.
Oh, what is that? What is that saying?
The host will be back in a minute.
What is that? Good. What is it? Rule. It's good for you, not.
Rules for thee and not for me.
There it is. Rules for thee and not for me.
Thee and not for me.
That is exactly what they go by. That is like their MO.
The G7 climate meeting summit.
Pretty much.
Pretty much the example. They hundreds and hundreds of gallons of fuel for Mercedes and private jets to go meet up about climate control.
Yeah, how scummy they can be. That's basically what it comes down to.
How we can tax more, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Said they're going to tax everything that creates a carbon footprint, which, you know, they'll change the definition of that, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. They're getting everything else. Recession's been hit. I don't even know what they changed it to. They changed the number of terms that fucking, poverty lasts? What we do is we generate, we expend our energy to generate their wealth.
Yeah, pretty much.
We work to do that so they don't have to.
The rich and the powerful are the ones with the largest carbon footprint.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Big.
They got all the big houses. They got all the big Comcast, all the big cars.
The cruise ships, the jets, the cars, the planes, But like us on like a basic level, our carbon footprint is really actually small, even just vehicles. But what we're talking about is all the stuff that takes way more work, like deforestation, way much more gasoline and oil.
I didn't want it
There's
anymore.
a lot that can be said about that.
That's the thing that gets into the climate change thing. That's the climate hoax.
Yeah.
That's why I call it the climate
The
hoax.
planet's going to do what it wants.
It's going to keep changing.
Well, it's not even that.
We have an effect on it, though.
So,
true.
We touched upon it. The
There's
petrochemical.
no way we don't.
The petrochemical company is by far the greatest evil that on the planet.
Yeah.
Whatever
the biggest greed.
aspect or piece of that entity when you want to that's it. Because they also even
a lot of evil things going
even
on.
the pharmaceutical companies, any pharmaceutical is basically based on petroleum.
It seems like the product. It seems like the product that they push in its very essence seems to be the lifeblood of the planet that we live on.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, that's pretty. Just racing,
I love the mini
racing chocobos with 99 hours.
The gold saucer.
The golden saucer, yep. And you're racing chocobos.
The arcade,
So Shinra, I mean,
yeah.
They acted like our government, I guess. You know, they were kind of like invading everywhere to get at this valuable resource.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of, you know how they build like the levels of the city?
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about super cities and smart cities?
It's very similar how
Packing
cities
us on
are
top
starting.
of each other. Like China already does it.
Chinese trying to do that.
Have you ever seen apartments in fucking China right now? Like think about like 17 high rises all in a circle but touching, and they're all apartments. It's fucking crazy. Like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like stacked
with all the laundry dangling in between the windows.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you talk? Yeah.
Yeah. there's one. There's a good one. Let me get
Oh
let me get the feed through. We'll just do it live. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
The petrochemical companies. Yeah, that's nuts.
That'll be the future of, your smart cities. That's where you'll live.
That's where Al Bielek talked about when we discover how to use anti-gravity plates to build cities on top of cities.
But if there's an emergency, you got nowhere to go. No fucking, you're stuck there.
They're worried. About the atmosphere and global warming. And
all those mouth breathers in one area, though. Breathing out carbon dioxide.
So hold on a minute. You're going to tell me that we all need to live in Mega City 1 from Judge Dredd.
Right.
And outside, we're going to clean up the environment to do what? Live in a giant city that produces smog and terrible shit?
You ever notice those cities always collapse too?
Mega City 1?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
When they do, like in any movie or like
Yeah.
any society where they deem it to be, they make it perfect.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
pack all those people in there, and like the city always falls because it's doing exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's ruining everything.
Isn't that what happened in Elysium? Didn't it come down, that little space Elysium thing?
I don't know.
They
you
ended
didn't
up
see
going
Elysium?
up to it, right?
Yeah.
They ended up going up to it in that. Yeah, I think I did see that movie.
Another example of the rich doing what rich people do. They make their own little fucking Earth, too.
Ruling. The world, but instead they say it's free energy, then how come you got a stranglehold on us, you fucking assholes?
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to end up happening, especially with the fact that, have you ever actually like looked at like owning a Tesla? Have you ever actually looked into it? You don't technically own
You don't.
No.
Yeah,
Tesla.
you don't.
You lease the Tesla, and when you fulfill the payment of it, like you don't own it. Like, because of the fact that they control the maintenance and the updates and all that, and also too, you don't own it because at any moment they can technically take it back.
You're also driving a computer that can be hacked.
Yeah.
Well, they can
Definitely.
shut it off on you if you say no, too.
Definitely.
We talked about this in the past. Let's say one morning, let's say you do something crazy last night and there's a warrant out for your arrest. You're driving around in your Tesla. You get in, you head to work, and it just drives you directly to the police station.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, the Teslas right now, what they do too.
What's the
They
stuff that
create
Or
you.
if you start, like, coughing and sneezing and shit.
Exactly, they bring you to the FEMA camp.
Dude, the utilities. Having a Tesla, if you're an asshole on a Tesla, it takes away that capability from you, so you can't let it drive itself. My friend has one. He was telling me about it.
Wow.
Yeah. You can like reset it or something, but yeah, it does. It grades you like you're driving.
I mean, those things are fast. Don't get me wrong; they're pretty comfortable.
0 to 60 in like
2
1.9
seconds.
seconds. Well, that's a plaid, yeah.
Can't be good on the body.
Dude.
No, yeah.
There's something else, man. Like, I wouldn't mind owning one, to be honest with you. They're fucking something else.
They're just so uninteresting to me. Because I feel like a vehicle is kind of like a living, breathing thing like humans are.
I get that, the
they
connection
have
to
fluids
it.
like oils.
Yeah.
Especially a manual vehicle where it's like...
Yeah, but it's an extension of your body.
It is an
Yeah,
extension
right.
of your body.
Yeah.
But it's similar where it's like they can last a long time if you maintain it well.
Anyone I know that drives one, though, they're like, I won't drive anything else.
You're the pilot of the.
You're sitting in the front line.
Oh, they can take over.
And all of a sudden, you see this black fucking cloud coming at you. And all of a sudden, like, these buzzing fucking shits just roll up, like millions of them, and just shoot one fucking bullet in your direction.
That sounds terrifying.
Or if you get in your Tesla one day and some asshole, like you said, you got bad social credit and someone needs, like, this guy over here on this other side of town, we need to take him out. How do we do that? What kind of shady shit are we gonna pull?
Take over the drive.
Yeah, let's go take care of this random fucking Tesla over here, and we'll fucking buzz it around town as fucking fast as possible into our target.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like something that happened 20 years ago.
They could do it. They can do it. They can take over your vehicle. You don't even have to drive a Tesla for them to be able to take over your vehicle. There's other stories of other people, certain whistleblowers getting killed in car wrecks when their car just got taken over and drove them into a fucking telephone pole.
I think the biggest, so you would have to have electronic steering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In order for that, if you had hydraulic steering or
a microchip in your car, which a lot of them have,
there would be no way to manipulate that actual mechanical device.
Sure about that?
No, because you're doing it.
Yeah, you are until someone hacks into the microchip in your car and has capabilities of taking it over.
Your power steering has your steering controller is this is only if you have power steering, but you wouldn't need human input because there's a controller underneath that that electronically, takes the rack and pinion at a higher degree than you're actually turning the wheel. It's kind of possible.
I get or else the wheels wouldn't turn because you wouldn't be able to generate enough.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
so
like
there's
how when you
mechanical
lose your power
assistance.
steering, it's
Right.
really
There's tons of
hard to turn.
motorized assistance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. There's nothing to stop them from doing exactly what we're saying, and moreover, they potentially already have.
Have you seen the videos lately of exploding phone batteries? Like, dumb kids will heat up their phone batteries and they'll go to stab it with a knife. Imagine what a imagine what a fucking Tesla battery would look like.
Wow.
Man. That thing going
Dude,
up.
I never knew that the battery in a Tesla weighs the most, like, in the Tesla.
It's like the whole
they're
floor.
over 1,000 fucking pounds.
Yeah, the underneath, the undercarriages.
Yeah, I never knew that.
You're a giant fucking
I cannot
bomb.
imagine that, dude. Yeah, you are.
You wouldn't leave evidence behind, dude.
Right.
But that's the
Have you-
reason why they make them so secure. It's so hard to break those
At
cars.
Bridgewater.
Are they
Rarely-
really energy efficient, too? Like, are they really clean? Like, the mining that goes into batteries like that is
No,
The
not
carbon-
clean.
You will.
there's still a carbon footprint attached to
The
it.
fuck
carbon
yeah, there
footprint
is.
of just the materials within the battery, not even the refinement and manufacturing of the battery.
Yeah.
Just the materials to extract them from the earth
Yeah.
is absolutely ridiculous. So you have battery technology, EV and PV technology, photovoltaic technology, and
Yep.
EV, electric vehicle technology parallel because they require the same materials. Your PV photovoltaic cells are going to require the same rare earth metals as your batteries will, or the storage medium of energy will require the same things. So what I'm basically getting at is this: any of these green things, whether it be PV, EV, wind, or anything like that, one panel has circumnavigated this earth and traveled this earth more than like all four of us in this room. you have components and materials being pulled out of Indonesia or Malaysia. They're being sent to a different country, probably China, in order to be refined and then, made into a cell. And then they're sent to like Germany to be assembled into an actual panel. And then they're sent here. What I basically mean is those things travel tens of thousands of miles by oil and freighter
Yeah.
before they even become a panel.
Excavations machines
Plus
use
the
a
excavation
lot of
machines, the heat required to extract the piping and irrigation and the amount of water that would be needed to cool and also extract these materials. It's dumb, and you know what? It's naive and insipid to think that is green and that is a better carbon footprint than what we already have.
Yeah.
And then in the end,
It's just foolish.
and then
Yeah.
in the end, the final product, when that's used up and not usable anymore, doesn't degrade.
That is the most
Solar
caustic,
panels do not degrade.
that is the most
Yeah.
caustic recycling process you have ever seen.
Renewables are
Yeah,
not
what
renewable
goes into
themselves.
that?
Yes.
What
It's
goes
the
into
same
it?
thing as the refinement. Seriously, it's just unbelievably laborsome, expensive, caustic. The vapors that come off of it will kill you.
Wow.
And who knows, they're probably just released into the atmosphere because these things are produced in China.
Yeah.
But anyway, or in some Micronesian countries, Southeastern Asia. I don't mean to say anything bad about those countries, but they seem to have the recycling and the refinement and the terrible conditions, quality of life, air pollution is disgusting.
Air
there.
pollution.
It ain't pollen, brother.
No, it definitely isn't pollen because they like. It definitely isn't. But yeah, it's these. What happened to the Keystone Pipeline? Let's get another pipeline going.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that is at least that employs Americans. At least that puts food on Americans' plates. They're working, and also too, it is something that we can count on because it is a material and a resource that we have on the continental North American continent. We can actually get that. That is ours. That is our resource. Why aren't we utilizing that? Honestly, like we should be sending another pipeline east from wherever it is, from Alaska to the Great Salt Lakes in Michigan, and we should bring back manufacturing and refinement and oil refinement and manufacturing of petroleum products to Detroit, to Chicago,
Yeah.
to all those areas that
Yeah.
literally
All those
look-
areas that used to have cities in them.
Yeah,
you-
it used to be
Yeah.
nice.
that used to have
Yeah.
steel.
Yeah.
Motor
That used to have
City.
steel.
Yeah.
They used to produce cars. We used to have industry there. Big oil. What is it? Like Motor City, like you said. All of those things. We used to produce stuff there. Send a pipeline there. Resurrect that area. Refinement, just like Texas. Make it like a little Texas. Why aren't we doing stuff like that? Oh, because we need to get PV cells from the other side of the world because it would cost way too much to produce them here. Produce them in Detroit then. Come on. Like that's what I don't
In-house.
Yeah,
In-house,
produce
baby.
them here.
Yeah.
Just produce them here.
Well, the Motor City is
I go.
Yeah.
There was a fire in Detroit. The difference between San Francisco and Chicago is Detroit had a huge booming industry,
Yeah.
right?
They have
There
water.
was a fire. There was
Water
a fire
all around
70
them.
years ago, and the industry never came back. They abandoned ship. They just stopped because of everywhere else where there was a fire. They rebuilt.
Yeah.
Look at Detroit. It's not, and I doubt the people lacked the will, because there are people that still live there today, and they're like the only person in the neighborhood. They refuse to leave. So I grew up here. I'll die here.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. I get it.
Everything around them's dilapidated now.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
Yeah.
And it never grew back. Yet everywhere else where there was a great, and that's what kind of goes to show. Maybe that one was natural. Maybe that one was actually natural, and that's why it never grew back, because there was no plans for it. It was unexpected. It wasn't part of the plan. Maybe that's what it was. And it's like, it's so it's awesome that today in 2022 these topics can be aired and can be talked about, not in like a public venue, but something like this, because a few years ago this shit was totally taboo, and you were not an American if you were talking about this. Because this is anti-patriotic. Honestly, what the topics in which we've been saying are anti-patriotic. However, the four of us are some of the greatest patriots left in this country because we're willing to talk about it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you should talk.
Seriously. I'd say because we are willing to talk about this type of stuff. We're willing to bring up the fact that history may or may not be a complete fabrication.
Dude, it's also taboo.
Talk about it. An issue when they're the ones just taking things
Well,
away.
patriot's a word made up by a crap regime, in my opinion. I don't know.
Patriotism is loyalty to you.
That's all. Well, you know what?
That's
Yeah.
their definition.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love it
like that.
here. My family's here. My friends are here, and I just, it's my home.
Yeah.
And it's a good home. There's a lot of things that we have privilege to that a lot of other places don't have privilege to. Now that's starting to dwindle a little bit, but I think your home is like, it's worth defending, or at least preserving, you know what I mean? Our
Because
government sucks. Our
yeah.
government has sucked for a long fucking time,
And
man.
right now, we're in a spot right now
Yeah.
where the left is funding the right.
Yes. Yeah, you said something to me about that earlier. I thought that was interesting, and I've
They're
heard shit
paying,
like
they're
that because they're
paying
the
for
same
each
thing.
other's promotion.
Yeah, they are, and they have been for a while now. Like the far left and the far right are on this. Like it's a cliche saying, but the far left and the far right are the same wing.
Has put money, billions and billions of dollars, in order to live longer. I don't think it has anything to do with like a little kid with cancer, and that dude's trying to help that little kid. I think that dude is going, I have so much money, I can't bring it with me. I gotta stay alive long enough to not only make more but spend it all.
Yeah.
Well, if you have
It's that
everything in the
inherent
world,
fear of losing
that
it all.
only thing that you do not have, if you're a smart enough person, it will be
Mortality.
the fountain of youth.
Yes. And that's absolutely. Guys want to talk about cloning?
A little bit.
Let's talk about cloning. Cloning is 100% real.
Yeah.
If anyone who thinks that cloning isn't real, go back to exactly what I just said. If you make a contract and you've sold your soul, regardless of if you believe in that contract, there is somebody who sold their soul a long time ago, and they don't want to die because they believe in that contract.
Wouldn't it not
And
be
that's
the
why
same?
cloning happens.
Wouldn't that not be the same person, even if it looked like you? Because they're gonna have their own actions.
So
Yeah, your vessel
So
and
if
your
you
soul are two different
sold-
things.
so if,
exactly.
yeah, your vessel and your soul are two separate
Yeah.
things, and if you sell your soul's a commodity, right? Your soul
Yeah.
is something tangible.
Yep.
So in other words, they collect that somehow. They take your consciousness and they place it somewhere.
Ugh, I don't like the
It's a
thought of
fucking
that.
frightening thing.
Yeah.
God, it's horrible.
Yeah,
But
that's
also,
what-
well,
You
more
talk about getting famous, Kev.
it gets even worse
Huh?
than
You
that.
talk about getting famous too.
Because now
Why?
'Cause
you've
they all
sold
sell their
yourself
souls.
off, right?
Oh, that yeah.
Your
they do.
your true vessel is dead,
That's the word.
and there are clones going around,
Acting
doing-
as you.
not as you, as what they want you to be perceived as. So
Mm.
you could have a clone of yourself walking around being a complete piece of shit, or, and like quite literally an assassin. You could be the
MK
next
Ultra.
false flag. You could be that. You could be the dude from Nevada that supposedly killed all
It's
those people.
based. It's
Manchurian
based on
candidate.
your. It's based on your internet social data. Your clone.
Okay.
It's based on everything you've
AI.
ever posted. It's based on all your memories in your posts.
Yeah,
Based
fair
on
enough.
everything that you search
Yeah,
for.
they download it.
Oh, really? Okay.
That makes sense.
Data
know it's a
collection
theory,
is a
man.
big part of
These are just theories.
becoming a company nowadays. Data collection is a
Yeah,
big
it's
part
a-
of that.
yeah, it's
just
gigantic.
so
That's
someone
true.
knows what someone else
That's
is
an
doing.
interesting take on it, man. That really is. That's how they would fulfill like the entirety of the clone.
I think you can clone people, but you can't clone consciousness.
You cannot clone consciousness.
I
No.
don't think you can clone consciousness.
So what do they do with
I
it?
believe that clone potentially thinks that that clone
Is self-aware.
is
thinks it's-
self-aware and
yeah.
believes that it is that consciousness.
Right, right.
However, that consciousness is no longer there, and
Yeah.
it's dead and gone.
Ugh, that's a
I'm-
scary thought.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that's the same as dying.
I think it's even worse because
Yeah, I
if your
would say it's
consciousness is
worse.
housed somewhere, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of clones.
I saw a sci-fi movie based on that theory.
What was it?
Where this woman's consciousness was trapped in like a system,
Yep.
like a computer type,
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
and her body and like her soul were recreated physically. and
her body was
Her
recreated.
husband was a scientist and made this to be.
Oof.
And when she came through, she was like, she recognized him. She's like, "Oh, you're my husband. How am I alive?" But there was her
Ah.
consciousness still in there.
So he was banging like the best like version of her that he could bang.
She was hidden away.
Yeah.
But that conscious was somehow still connected to that body where it would leak through from touching things that were hers
Wow.
before.
Interesting.
Where her conscious could recognize those familiarities.
What movie is that?
I forget the name of it.
That's
man.
interesting.
It's very interesting, though.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Have you fucked around with AI art?
AI art? No.
AR,
Oh, you have that going right now?
Think of something. Think of an idea.
There's AI music too.
An
Think
idea?
thinking of an idea you cannot perceive in your fucking visual mind. Try.
An idea I can't.
I already
perceive.
thought of one immediately. The first thing you
Standing
said,
on top of a
AI
telephone
art.
pole.
The first thing I thought of was Fibonacci's expression, even though that is more found in nature, like a nautilus shell.
Oh, that'll type something up for Fibonacci expression.
Is it 2 C's?
Yes.
I typed it wrong.
This should not take long, up to 2 minutes.
Because that's something that I can't conceptualize because it's basically pi.
Yeah, but there is a lot of different art
3.14.
versions of it.
So this could be going in the
Point
background.
something, something,
Is that
something.
This could be
flower.
going in the background, and we can fucking, do our thing. Because it takes like a couple minutes, and then it's like, oh shit, that's fucked up.
This
You're about-
one's gonna take an awful long
This-
time. It's a spiral.
Of course, there's
Yeah, it's a yeah.
anime advertising.
Yeah, it's I forget what the proportions are to it, but it's a very yeah. See, it's just brought up.
It's AI generated Fibonacci.
Hey yo, that's more what I was.
It's
Yo.
showing natural fractals.
yes.
Yes. There's the flower. That's what I was talking about
Yo, that's crazy.
Right.
So that's your consciousness, supposedly.
That doesn't. Yeah.
What the hell is that though?
That
Whoa.
looks like
The
that
Earth?
looks like the Earth.
That
Yeah,
looks like
right.
the Earth on VHS fuck up.
Absolutely, that looks like the Earth with other things superimposed on it.
That looks like machinery outside, like
Yes.
looking through a lens.
They've
or
been listening
something.
to us, man. They just fucking.
Because that's clearly Florida, Mexico.
An image of the Earth altered. That's so is this.
Yeah.
What
Here's
is-
2 Earths.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
hey,
I just
Why
swore,
is
my
it
bad, my
showing
bad.
us this? What
I
does that
don't-
have to do with Fibonacci?
why is it saying be safe?
What does that have to do?
I'm trying to find out what it knows, dude.
We should print
Yeah,
these and
there's no
sell them.
like why this thing is showing planets.
Can we print these and
Kinda
own them
nuts.
and make like NFTs out of them?
It's
and
like
sell 'em?
be an artist on your own.
No, I can't draw. I can't draw worth shit.
That's interesting.
Apparently, they are making like ways that
Can we
It's-
copyright any of this?
I.
The spiral.
I
theory
think
is
I think you might
interesting,
be
though.
able to.
The first and second one there, Kevin, I think you could do that.
Yeah, I'm
That
capable
looks,
of doing
that look,
that.
yeah, I think you're capable of that.
I could do that.
Robot will
The
throw at you.
afterlife.
What about matter
What does the
itself?
afterlife look like?
What about matter? We can't see it. The afterlife. Oh, that's a
But-
good one.
You know, it's searching. Probably
gonna
Google
show
Images.
It's searching the entire internet, probably,
Yeah.
that it has access to.
But the Fibonacci thing was weird because it started showing the Earth.
Yeah.
That is very weird to me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
While this loads, I do want to touch on something that we saw.
Furries.
Besides furries. I actually don't want to get into that. But it showed a spiral. And spirals are very interesting because it's always like reoccurring. And oh,
Yeah,
man,
they don't
another Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy X,
We're totally nerds.
Yep.
the world is called Spira.
Spira, yeah.
And it's always in a shifting, it's in a spiral because of an evil monster called Sin that always comes back. I think yes, it could be
I
like
believe
that.
that means
Life, evil.
I believe
Yes,
That means evil.
yes, you're correct. I think you're correct on that. And they relate it in like, so what the translation was in English was sin, which is evil, which is like
Yeah.
what the Bible considers evil, sin.
An evil act. Sin.
And so, what happens is when they use machina, which is like mechanical, like guns, they use like anything to build stuff with. It's like to make our lives easier. Sin comes and knocks it down every time. And it's like a spiral. It reoccurs, it keeps happening. It will never stop because humans will never learn.
Yeah.
And then there's the religious group that want no more machina, but then you have the other Albed
The Albed. Yeah.
who just have mindset that, you know, to be more pure in that sense, to think that like everything was created by something or a higher power, not just us. And but anyways, as we know, like mechanics has come down to like war and But yeah, that whole spiral thing, it's just like, it just keeps reoccurring. It's very human nature.
Yeah.
And when we saw that spiral, that's exactly what I thought it was.
Those stairways go to a hole in the firmament.
Is this the afterlife? Oh, this is what we get?
Wonderful.
It looks like another level of consciousness.
Yeah, it does.
That one's breaking through something.
I'm getting bad vibes from these images.
I am too, dude. Alien-esque vibes.
Dark, demonic. Just kidding. I don't know.
I can't imagine what it would bring up if you typed in 666.
What is that?
This looks like something I'd see on a tool
No,
album.
I don't want to go there.
I know, whatever that is.
Honestly, that looks Lovecraftian to me. That looks Cthulhu or some
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
some type of whatever their cosmic entity.
Yeah,
whatever
I could
they
see
whatever
that.
they call whatever he refers to them as.
Look, notice
That's
how
what
the
that looks
bottom's
like
a
to me.
body.
That looks like some type of Cthulhu beast.
See how
That's
this...
almost like a reptile eye. Fuck. That's
Sorry,
almost like an
listeners.
eye. Shit.
Yeah, that
Notice how the bottom's like a body here.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
on the light space, it's like his conscious.
If you think about
Like he
it,
left
though,
his
that
body behind.
Damn,
there's anthropomorphism there. There's personification. There's a being there. It looks human. However, it is completely
They all look human.
distorted. You know what I mean? It looks very distorted and
It almost looks alien to me, these images.
That looks human.
Disappearing
Oh,
into a black hole.
Right?
I
I-
really wish the mic didn't just smash against the table.
It's all good. Hey, at least it didn't break.
Yeah.
What if you
Trying
typed
to,
in 666? Do we want to see
I
what
was
that-
just gonna say that actually because I think someone mentioned it earlier, and I'm like, what happened if
Dude,
you
if
type
it-
that in?
if somehow this computer like brings up that camera when you type
Oh,
that in,
God.
it's like that
I'm kind
camera.
of scared. Like, you ever use a Ouija board?
Just type in a code.
Do evil/live.
Oh, he typed it.
Yeah,
He
you
typed
did
it, guys.
You
Did
went
it.
for
So
it.
if this
I did
if
it. I
this
went and did
podcast
it.
randomly goes offline, you guys know why. We,
I can only imagine
How it's going
what
to
this
process
thing
an
is going
image
to
from
process
numbers.
that.
Processing an image from numbers.
It's gonna be.
Dude, have you ever heard any of the AI music? Like Nirvana AI music?
What?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's AI making albums of the music now, and you can like.
Oh, you've talked to me about this before, and
Did
I
I?
totally hate the idea.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I'm not into that either because it's interesting.
We don't need it.
No,
Not necessary.
I completely we don't need AI.
There's
We are the
there's
AI.
AI celebrities in Japan that are animated
Get the fuck out.
computers.
Really?
Yep, they're girls and boys.
oh,
And
It's like
out right
90
now.
degrees,
That's weird.
and I
Those-
have goosebumps.
why does it
I,
have to
like-
be so ominous?
why are they always?
Like-
Why are they all red and black and one's black and white?
Right?
It's
That was
clearly, I
crazy.
prompted it to do that.
Dude,
you just type?
you're putting
He
bad
just did
juju on us right
666.
now.
That's all. he
No,
did.
no. What'd you just do now?
The end.
The end? Oh boy.
I don't like this AI stuff.
Yeah, that was.
That was fucking
those
crazy,
were,
man.
I could tell that those were not good images.
Yeah.
Like I could tell.
Yeah.
That
Instantly.
symbology right there
Yeah.
was. No.
There's
so much you
another
could relate
website
it
called
to.
"This Person Does Not Exist," and it literally shows you a face that does not exist. It is generated by something like this.
What?
You just keep refreshing it, and it brings up a new face of someone that does not exist because it's generated by an AI.
Someone
Right.
yet to be born,
Interesting.
or can never be born. I don't
What is the purpose of that?
know. There is no
To
purpose.
flex. To make you believe in technology.
Yo.
This is the end.
It's the end.
Hey,
It kind of looks like
Other
fucking
people
afterlife shit.
watching this podcast, getting these images. This is
Oh.
Oh,
Freaky.
wow.
No more Cthulhu. But
that
it's the
fucking
same kind of
dark.
landscape.
Dude, I'm uncomfortable.
That's a cool album cover right there,
It
actually.
is though. Is that a stone structure over water?
On a jetty, perhaps.
Is that a stone structure similar to those out in
Stonehenge and shit?
yeah, Stonehenges?
Speaking of that, the Georgia Guidestones, they fucking got demolished a few weeks ago because one got vandalized.
So, did someone make those? Oh yeah, I didn't see that one.
Interesting.
It's the sun setting.
It's the sun setting, and there's a shadow going in a direction that it shouldn't from an object that shouldn't be casting that shadow.
That's true.
Mm.
Your light generation is off.
The shadow looks like a sword or a blade.
Yeah.
But the figure doesn't.
What's the figure even supposed to be?
To me, that looks almost angelic.
Something with wings
like
on
at
its
the
back
top, yeah.
and a katana.
Yeah, something like that.
Or yeah, because what's this little thing? And then it looks to be the same shape as that. If you look really close, it seems like maybe it's the shadow casted is much larger on an object that's smaller.
You know what else? That kind of looks like an ultrasound too.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh my gosh.
What did you think?
The
The
firmament.
firmament.
Because,
what
try
was
to
that?
try to
I
stay
don't
on
know
topic.
that face. What the heck was that?
I'll skip that commercial.
Yeah.
Yes,
what
please.
was that?
Well, after all the crap we've been looking at, that's not
Yeah.
helping me.
What's this? What's this over here? Looking for royalty-free samples. Awesome audio. What's
the
arcade?
666 thing, man, had all the
I
same
don't know.
colors as that thing up there.
Why are these so many like anime ads on the left?
What is
for-
that one?
I forget. I don't know. It's Dave's.
Constantly. Kind of.
Yeah.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
So do those.
Or those look like stars moving.
Yeah.
Hey.
Or bullets deflecting off of it.
That's the Milky Way galaxy.
That looks like an actual telescope picture.
Yeah.
It does. They all kind of do.
This feels like when you're in school and they show you an image. They're like, "How does this make you feel?" Like, I don't know.
They all look like blemishes on glass.
Yeah, they do.
Like someone was fucking shooting it up. What my windshield's like that. It's got a bunch of little pelts in it.
It's pitted.
It's pitted to fuck from crossing the country a bunch, and yeah, it's maybe that's what stars are. It's just light shining through those little fucking dings. We're
Did you just tap on the table?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought someone was knocking on the door.
No.
I'm trying to.
I'm getting freaked
Think
out
of
after
another
the
one
666
that's,
things we saw.
I want to get a little more
Abstract.
cryptic, but
Okay.
I don't know how. It's kind of weird to direct AI in that direction. If you like pop up a picture of a ghost or like, how about the future?
That's interesting. What does the
What
AI
about the
perceive
future?
as the future?
Apocalypse.
Shit, dog.
I'm sure it will be something of desolation.
They recently generated, some other user generated the last selfie ever taking. It was interesting. It was
Where thing ends, another thing begins. Is that truly the end? Nobody knows.
It's hard rock.
That is hard rock. That's punk as hell. Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Kudos for spelling that right.
No, I don't spell like friggin' DC Universe. Was the Snyderverse any good? Yeah, it's typical.
Yeah,
looking
it's
at?
very
Fire and
Terminator.
brimstone. Wow, that's a little medieval looking.
What the heck is that in the sky?
Something burning.
It's got stuff inside of it, a structure inside of it. Something. Or something
That's the Prudential.
Oh my god.
Well, this took a dark turn.
Well, no,
Yeah.
we gotta try to fool this thing.
I know. Well,
Self-portrait?
Yeah.
what would happen if you typed in aliens? Would it
it'll
be
prob-
would it
it'll
be positive or
probably-
negative?
It'll probably generate a lot off of Google searches, like image searches.
Yeah.
What is a way of writing you, as in specifically this
You.
AI? Is there a way that we can get this thing
Shows
to
a picture
be
of it.
introspective?
To realize itself.
Yeah, can we self? Like, actually, that's a good one.
Doesn't AI
something
learn?
to that self-portrait, actually, and we'll remove portrait
All right.
and just say
Because
self.
I have a feeling I know what's gonna come up here. It's gonna be an old man with a beard. It's typical
What's
of
that?
like these AIs. Oh, it's not an old man with a beard. It's
I
probably
don't like
bringing up.
these photos.
It's probably bringing up self-portraits that already exist.
Yeah, but every single one of them is a
Looks like they've been.
impressionist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one is the bottom right is like, what is that?
Looks like a zombie, man.
They all have.
They all look dead or defaced. Like,
Yeah.
Just take out portrait.
All right.
why are their
and just
features?
do self.
Why are their features so similar?
What is this called? What is this like software?
This is Jack. I don't want wireless.
All
That's
this shit has been pretty dark.
Everything is.
Yeah, every one of these images have been dark. Even Afterlife, aside from the 666, the Afterlife one, I didn't get
Any
good
good vibes.
vibes.
Yeah, I
from those.
know.
So far, there has been no good vibes. So we're gonna see how Yeah,
What
see,
the
look,
fuck?
every one of them is super distorted.
Well, they're AI generated images.
So they all have to look.
AI that ain't that smart then.
This looks like a bad dream.
This looks like I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Oh my god.
That's uneasy.
That
Yeah,
is-
I know. So
Oh,
hey, go to the middle
man.
one. Go to the middle one. Hands are mutilated.
In like all.
Try
of
to
these-
see other hands. That's interesting. Hands are mutilated.
And faces
Or
are not.
hidden.
Faces are hidden. Or not. Oh man.
I'm very curious. Hey, hand.
A lot of them
I
all
wanted-
look like they could be related.
You want me to type in
Yeah, because I'm noticing this, and I'm starting to think about something. This
When it-
thing does not have them.
When it did self-portrait,
us-
all the faces looked
To
crazy
us,
too.
this right here
Yeah.
is the most important thing these are like the only things we have in the world. Right here.
Our hands.
This is it. I guess eyes too, you know what I mean? Like so you can see what your hands are doing.
Digititis manos.
Yeah.
There are tools.
Yeah. Actually one of the greatest tools ever, if you think about it, is the human hand.
With the
'Cause-
opposable thumbs.
Yeah, because not only can we manipulate the tools that we create, but we can create them with our hands. And I'm very curious because I noticed that instantly. The first thing I noticed was hands are mutilated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those hands look mutilated. Yes.
Okay, here we go. That's its interpretation of a hand.
Ah, 4 fingers?
How often does it do 5 fingers? That looks like a finger to me, that thing on the bottom.
Right?
This does not have 5 fingers.
What the hell?
So the one in the middle. Go to the one in
Yeah,
the
the
middle.
one in the middle looks.
Either way, that's weird looking,
It
but
is
that's
weird.
the closest to
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Pigmentation's a little off.
But it is.
Bumped. Of pictures that have yourself
a bunch
in the
of fucked up looking pictures.
of yourself.
Yeah.
So how do we
Fucked
get
up
it
versions
to?
of yourself.
Yeah. Like how do you
How
get
do we get it to show us something that we shouldn't see?
Yeah, there you go. Well put.
Yeah. That's instantly what I'm thinking of, trying to get ways to making this thing like almost think about it.
Do you think this, as this ages, do you think it will learn? Do you think it will become more advanced as it exists?
Yeah.
Isn't that what
definitely.
AI does?
Um,
Well,
no doubt.
we-
Only because if you look at a child, they advance quite a lot.
that's
Ant-
true.
They go from
Antarctica
something that just
What'd you type
revealed,
in?
you
But-
know?
Antarctica
but can
revealed.
it only advance if it's self-aware? Or is it just computer learning? By data.
I would
Right.
say both.
That's creepy.
So we're trying to trigger
That's like a
this thing.
that's like a supercomputer.
We're trying to trigger
would
this
say
thing to be
both.
self-aware.
Hey,
We'll do like 20 more minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I wanna
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Oh
revealed.
my god.
I wanna give Chris like a proper chance to like plug his next event or whatever when we get going.
Oh, okay.
Who would do
Because that's hard rock.
Go see Balboni fucking hand wrestling motherfuckers.
That'd be interesting.
It'd be awesome.
What?
Antarctica revealed. Doesn't reveal. But
Look like dreams.
Yeah, they do.
It's almost like it can't
How about the mind of crayon?
depict a being. It can't depict a living
What'd you
thing
put?
like correctly. Like that seems weird to me.
show me horror.
Oh, I don't
Show
know,
me-
dude.
show me
I
like
can only imagine what
scary
this
is.
Dude,
thing's
I
gonna
really
bring out.
666 was bad enough.
And
know.
that wasn't even like, you know,
Anything
those are
was
just
going
images.
on.
We had no clue. We had no conception
Type in,
of what
like,
those were.
crayon,
But we could
show
make
us
assumptions
crayon.
based off what they look like. One of them had something that looked like a devil's tail on it.
I didn't. To be totally honest with you, I looked at a couple of them, but I looked down and away for a moment, then looked back.
Or crayon reveal yourself. What did you type in?
Pretty dumb. by this thing,
It
man.
is freaky.
It'll be like an enslaved human.
How did you find out about
And
this?
LOLs. I know shit.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh.
that's one's pretty bad.
Looks like goat horns to me.
That looks like the without the head. Remember Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like that crazy bunny thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever that is.
Yup.
Is there any cloaky figures with a dog face?
That top right one.
That one's demonic.
There's
as
something
hell.
about that. I don't know what's going on there. Is that a face or is that a hallway?
It looks like train tracks down here.
So I first thing I saw was a hallway and either a figure or the end of the hallway, and it's
Yep.
dark, and that's a cabinet on the right. But then I took a step back.
And there's a figure
Now
right
that I'm
in
looking
front of
at
you.
that, that is the reflection in a mirror, and that is a cabinet in the back. But that
All fear is not knowing.
yeah, fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
And
what
we
is-
can't explain any of these.
What is the unknown?
Yeah, unknown.
Oh my gosh. And so the rabbit
Yeah,
hole
this.
deepens.
Yeah.
We're going to the sunken Galinka. Nice ass. For those that don't know, there's some pretty shitty ads. Girls 5 Ever. My wife is into TV. I can vouch that this show is very shitty.
Anything on Peacock, I really am not a fan of. Cause I don't know. It's just nothing that catches my eye.
It's gonna be like unknown what?
It's gonna be negative again.
Definitely. I don't think this thing. Antarctica was, at least, it had like some blue in it. You know?
Right? A lot of these colors have been
The
black,
sky was
red,
up.
gray, white.
The sky was up, the ground was down.
Unknown. All right.
Unknown artifacts.
True.
Tree.
Gravestone.
Tree of life.
Embedding.
Yggdrasil?
Huh?
Is that what you mean?
Oh yeah.
That looks another tombstone with a face on it. With fauna around it. That looks like something from a Breaking Benjamin album, like their little symbol. What's that forest in Massachusetts? New Bedford?
Every one of them.
Freetown.
Town?
Freetown.
Unknown building. With a tree.
Oh,
Telling you should type in crayon, reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself. What if you typed in Revelation?
I want to know the
Crayon, reveal crayon.
I'm curious.
UN's intent.
I got one. Tartarus.
Tartarus.
underworld.
That's another underworld.
Isn't there a ship in Final Fantasy named the Tartarus?
Yes.
Yeah, Tartarus.
Is that based off of that word?
Yeah, most likely. Tartarus is where supposedly the fallen angels are imprisoned. They are imprisoned in Tartarus.
Do I want to see what this brings up?
Well, we already saw 666, so I'm curious.
It can't get any
Yeah.
worse.
Do
Yeah,
they call
exactly.
it Tartarus? Do they call it Tartarus in the Divine Comedy?
Yeah,
I could
actually,
have sworn they did.
It's like
That's what I'm saying, man. Copyright them, sell them.
this is nuts.
Some Renaissance-ic
yeah,
images.
definitely.
It's taking from lore.
It's just taking figures.
Well, they're bound and tied.
Oh, this masses. It's like
Massive
a
people.
wing.
What the heck?
Wow.
That's
This thing creates this, huh?
Wow.
I wonder what like real like people who like judge art and shit. I wonder what they would like.
Art critics, I wonder what they would say about this stuff.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
That looks intense.
That looks like a fight or struggle.
I was
Yeah,
just
that
gonna
looks like
say
two
that.
things.
Forever.
Yeah.
But to me, that's kind of what that looks like. That looks like. First of all, up top, that crown-looking thing. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like different layers of whatever this reality is. Certainly.
And then the pillars down here.
Yeah. And there's cavities, and that is that a being in the foreground?
Some sort of thing of light. But there seems to be something up here too.
It looks like an angel of sorts in
Yes.
the middle, but with like bat wings or like not like normal. Like
It's Genova, man.
Genova,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's Genova.
Looks
It's
like
Genova
it,
Death.
it looks cosmic.
Yep. If that thing was around, I would just throw a phoenix down at it and just,
A Phoenix down.
yeah, Genova Death, Phoenix down.
Oh yes.
win.
Yes.
Yeah. Any of those, any of those guys. That's not exactly what I thought I'd see, but then again, it's AI's interpretation of maybe what is. Have you sat here and just typed a whole bunch of these just to see what comes up?
Not this long.
Oh, okay.
I get sick of the waiting part.
I get you.
What'd you type in this time?
The other dimension. Just the other one. See what it takes.
I got
Yes,
another
man.
one. I got one. I'm very curious. After this.
Like that haunting in Connecticut shit. Like the ectoplasm coming out of that lady. Like, I want to see that.
I'm going to see The Devil Wears Prada next Friday.
Really?
Yeah, I just found this out now.
Where are they playing?
Paradise Rock Club.
Oh, I
thought you meant
the movie.
The movie. No, man. Devil Wears Prada has this zombie tour.
Meryl Streep.
They're gonna play songs from their zombie EP and other old songs.
Okay, so those are Tesseracts.
I like that movie.
What did you type in? The Other Dimension?
Yeah.
That makes
Those are all
complete
Tesseracts.
sense. Yeah. Great
Yeah.
band, by the way.
What's up?
Great band, by the way.
Oh yeah, fourth dimensional shape.
Looks like old book covers when you wanted to be rad.
Yeah.
The one in the middle
What do you got?
looks like a soccer ball.
Loosh.
shit.
LOOSH.
Like stealing your
Oh
loosh.
man, we're about to find out what our life energy looks like.
It's gonna, yeah.
By the time I come back, I'll probably if I got
Is it LOO?
Yes.
a loosh.
Douche.
I always pictured it in my head being like
L-O-U.
LEU or something like
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's Loosh. I'll look it up right now. Loosh Energy.
Text Sam. The host is fading on us.
I keep yawning, I know.
There's a coffee in the fridge.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't know. We could stay as long as we need to.
It's black. There's no milk or anything
It's
in
the
it.
pot. Yeah?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, Loosh. It is Loosh.
That's such a unique. I would have never pictured that.
Negative emotional energy collection.
Oh, it's just negative.
I believe positive Loosh is called something different.
Oh man.
Where's this black coffee? How old?
A couple days ago. There's no milk in it. Oh.
It's good. What is it? Hazelnut?
Oh yeah. It's a little
Oh
bit of
wow,
that.
it's that Korean boy band.
Yeah, K-pop. Loosh is Loosh the name of a band?
Must be. Must be.
So what should I type in besides
Energy.
Loosh? Loosh energy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Or Loosh Parasite. That'd be another one.
Yeah. Just shows the White House.
Yeah. Have you
No, it
seen?
shows the fucking Vatican.
Have you? Yeah. Have you seen what's going on in the White House?
I don't watch the news.
No. There's some strange lighting and or like construction, demolition, something going on in the White House. People are watching it. People are like watching and filming.
Interesting.
Yeah.